The next morning, this girl got up, picked up the phone, and called the jeweler. Hey, Joe. I need a ring. He was like, what? Who is this person? I said, you're going to love her. And he was like, her? Oh my God. Yes. He was so excited. Yeah. So I started making a ring for her and still hadn't told anyone. And she didn't have a clue. So she still kept coming back and Valentine's is coming. So I told him I needed the ring for Valentine's. So it's like 2 or 3 weeks away, something like that. And he said, I can do that. So he had a jewelry shop in New York make it for her. And I designed it, and it was a dream come true. So that night I asked her, I said, what are you doing for Valentine's? I mean, just really cool.
Very casual.
Very casual, very cool. And I said, what are you doing for Valentine's? And she said, well, I don't know. Are you asking me to be your Valentine?
Sure did.
That's what she said.
I sure asked her.
I said, no, I'm not asking you anything except, do you have plans for Valentine's Day?
I was like, dang.
And she said, no, I don't have any plans. And I said, okay, well, I don't have any plans either. So just mark it on the calendar. We're going to do something.
Yo, and ain't nobody counted down. She did. And ain't nobody counted down to Valentine's Day like I did that. I mean, I was like, oh my God, is it coming? How many more days? But she didn't know. Well, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm behind the scenes getting all this stuff together. But when Tracy comes over, it's just business as usual. Mm-hmm. She's on one side of the counter and I'm on the other side of the counter. We're still talking about life. We didn't even sit on the same side of the table. We're still talking about life and what we want out of life and who we are and how we've grown and what has shaped us and just all kinds of like meaningful life conversations, And I think it was necessary because, we got to know one another on a different level that had nothing to do with anything. There was no alcohol involved. There was no sex involved. There was just nothing except two human beings that were really, getting to know one another. So anyway, Valentine's comes. And 2 of my friends came over and they helped me decorate and set up. So I had this big balloon arrangement, huge, and I had this whole place was set up with high top tables with tablecloths down to the ground and candles and roses and flowers and you name it. And of course I had to call Clay because Clay at Truluck's was there the first night that we had the date that wasn't the date that everybody thought was the date, right? So he's our favorite. And so I said, Clay, are you free on Valentine's night? So I had him all queued up. He's sitting here. Stage is set. It's gorgeous. I have rose petals everywhere. I mean, everywhere.
Y'all.
It smelled like
everywhere.
Clive Christian had been here.
And she sent flowers to my house, to my job, had flowers all over this house. And say, like, what do I need to know? Like, where are we going to be going out? She wouldn't tell me anything.
She hates to be surprised,
and she wouldn't tell me anything. And then what did you tell me? When I said, well, what should I wear? Because I don't even...
Finally, the day of Valentine's. For 2 weeks, she'd been begging for some kind of detail, and I wouldn't tell her. So the day of Valentine's, I said, okay, fair enough. I said, just come to my house, and we'll decide what we're going to do from there. But she said, well, what do I wear? I don't know if I'm wearing heels, if we're going to be traipsing around somewhere, if I need to wear flats. Like, give me something.
Trying to get some info.
Yeah. So I told her, I said, this is all I'm going to tell you. I said, I want you to put on whatever makes you feel the most beautiful and sexy you've ever felt in your entire life. You come in that. And she said, okay.
Baby.
Okay.
Sure did find a dress. Found a dress. So I could look, I felt pretty. I felt really pretty. And, I showed up. I got her 100 roses, got her gifts, just got all kinds of things.
She had a whole shopping cart full of stuff.
And so I'm pulling up. I get off the elevator. I have my little cart, and I'm like, baby, because at that time we were, we loved each other. Like we did. We called each other baby at that point. And I pulled the cart in, and before I got to the door, she came out to the door. She came out to meet me, and I was like, okay, why is she coming out? you know, I didn't think anything of it. And then as soon as she opened the door, I heard Clay.
Because that was his cue. When you hear the door open, fever.
So he started playing Fever.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, Clay is here. So I'm thinking that's the get. Like she did this for Valentine's Day so we could listen to Clay and hang out.
Yeah.
And then I came in, you guys, and saw everything, the roses, the rose petals, the flowers, the music, the ambiance. It was perfect. It was beautiful. And I was shocked. I was so shocked.
And it was all just for her.
Oh, so it was a private Valentine's night with the two of us and Clay
Yeah.
playing the piano. And we did it for 4 hours. So 4 hours we danced, we sang, we ate, and then it's time for Clay to leave.
Clay was like, okay, time's up. I got to go. Now, I haven't asked her to marry me yet. And I'm like, well, I can't just throw that in, you know, because he didn't know what I was planning, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he packs up and leaves, and I start getting nervous because I didn't really have a plan. I just knew I was going to ask her, but how? Didn't know. So I hid the ring box around the corner. And he left, and so she said, we were sitting kind of right here at this high top, and she said, this was the most perfect night. She said, I cannot imagine anything being better than this. And she said, I need to go to the restroom. I'll be right back. I said, okay. So she goes, and I'm like, oh. I run over here and I get the box and I bring it over here and I set it down, you know, right in front of her place setting. And she comes back and I'm like,
Your heart was beating fast?
oh my gosh, baby.
You seemed really cool.
Well, you know, I've been cool for 2 weeks.
Aww.
Yeah, in 4 hours. 2 weeks, 4 hours, and now 2 minutes. So she sat down and she didn't notice the box. And I said, I think I know how I can make this night better. And she looked at me and I just took the box and I just pushed it closer to her. And she looked at it and she knew. She didn't open it at that point, but
I
she
knew.
knew.
This is a ring. This
Yeah.
is absolutely a ring.